MAS just recently granted Revolut with a commodities trading license, and that got me really excited because I've always been talking about Revolut, how you can save 20% on your public transport, and recently they even added a 20% savings if you use the Revolut card with Gojek. So that means with the 9 to 5 promo, you can get like almost 60% off of your rides. Not to mention the 20% public transport cashback. So with the new license, this means that we can now buy both gold and silver, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. Specifically for gold, but for silver, it's pretty much the same. I'm going to walk through step by step on how it's done, talk about some tips, on how you can maximize the amount of gold you can buy per dollar. I'm going to talk about some of the considerations when you want to, use Revolut to purchase gold. I'm also going to talk about some of the pros and cons I've noticed through using this app. And if you haven't signed up for a Revolut account, registration is free. You even get a card, integrates with Google Pay, and you can get 20% cashback. All you have to do is just use the referral link below. It helps this channel out, so thank you if you decide to support us. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. The first way you can buy gold through the Revolut app is to buy it directly. You can buy gold as low as like 1 cent, even though they officially announced you can buy it as low as $1. I tested it, you can actually buy it with 1 cent, which I have not seen anywhere else. So to buy the gold, you need to go to the bottom right hand menu icon, click on it, scroll down under the Wealth tab, click on Commodities. What I recommend is to click on the top right hand corner and to pin the Revolut commodities tab into your homepage. When it's done, you should see the commodities tab appear on the homepage, and that makes it easy for you to kind of access it quickly. So over at the commodities tab, you'll notice that there are 3 key sections. The first section is the trading section where you can buy and sell. The second section is the analytics section where you can see how much you've gained or how much you've lost if you are like me. And at the last section, you can see the news section where you can read about news of gold and silver. The very first thing to note is in the middle of the trading section, you see that there's an arrow button. It allows you to buy gold in different currencies that you have opened in your Revolut account. In my case, I only have 2 currencies, Singapore dollars and US dollars. So this begs the question, right? Should you now convert your native currency to, for example, say US dollars so that you can buy more gold per dollar? So what I found is that it's better to buy with your native currency. In my case, it's better to buy gold directly with Singapore dollars as opposed to switching my Singapore dollars to US dollars and using the US dollars to buy gold. So to actually buy the gold, the first thing you need to do is to click the invest button, click on the commodities that you want. In my case, it's gold. Click on buy. Once you're in the buying page, you'll be greeted with 3 purchase options. On the top right hand corner, you'll see there is the market order, there's the stop order, there's the limit order. Personally prefer limit order as prices are volatile. That means that I can potentially get slightly better prices because of the volatility, but only use that if you really know what you're doing. In my case, I like to usually put at $1 less compared to the current spot rate, and here's how it's done. Just click the price. So once you set the price that you want to buy it for, you need to set how much gold you actually want to buy. You can input how many ounces of gold you want to buy, or you can put it in the currency that you want to buy. In my case, it's Singapore dollars. So review order and then submit it. So once you submit the order, you should see it in the orders tab. If you want to cancel, just click on it and you can cancel it. Then now this begs the question, how do you actually see the fees that are being charged on Revolut? So what I noticed is that the fees are not shown for limit or stop orders, at least it's not shown for now. But if you do a market order, right, they will show if you buy like a sizable amount. I think if you put like 1 cent or $1, they do not show the fees. But once you put like, say for example, $10 or $100, you see that there's a little information icon that pops up. Click on it and you should be able to see exactly how much Revolut charge in terms of fees. So that sums up method number 1. Let's move on to method number 2, which is to use the Metal Cashback to buy gold. So if you're a Revolut Metal user like me, you actually get 1% cashback on all your purchases, including public transport. And the good thing about getting the cashback is that you can decide to get your cashback in gold. Here's how it's done. Over at the home page, click at the bottom right hand corner menu, go under Wealth, go under Vaults. So under the Vault section, if you're a Metal user, you would have had a Metal Cashback vault that's automatically created for you. All you have to do is to click on the vault, change the currency, and then choose like gold or silver if you want a cashback, given to you in gold. Bear in mind, this incurs a 0.5% fee as per usual trading fees. So that sums up method number 2. Let's move on to method number 3, which is to round up your purchases in gold. So if you're a non-Metal user and you're wondering how do I actually use my Revolut card and get gold, this is the method for you. So that's actually another way to accumulate gold with your card. And right now, it's only available for the iOS user. For the Android users, it should be coming very, very soon. So I managed to, find a video using an Apple phone, and here's how it's done. What you need to do is to, again, head over to Vault and click Create Vault. Click on Personal Vault, and then, name it whatever you want. In my case, I'm going to name it like Gold Rush. And once that's done, you need to set the currency to gold. You can set however amount you want. In my case, $100 worth of gold every single month. And more importantly, you need to turn on spare change. So how this works is that, let's say for example, you buy something like a drink for 180, right? What happens is that the card will automatically round up the bill to say $2, and that means that the additional 20 cents will become gold. And if you're wondering what does accelerate at the bottom do, basically what it does is that it multiplies the rounding amount by the factor. Say for example, in my case, I have 20 cents in gold, I can multiply it times 2 and it becomes a 40% amount that's converted to gold, or maybe if times 10 it becomes $2 worth of gold. But bear in mind, that means that your card is charged an additional $2 if you buy, say, a 180 drink. And that, my friends, is how you turn spare change to gold. So once you've turned on spare change and you've set the right amount of accelerator, click continue, and that's when you'll be greeted with method number 4 on how you can buy gold. And that is the regular transfer of your currencies to gold every single period. So with this tool, you can set recurring purchases of gold, and you can set exactly how much and how often you want gold to be purchased. It's good for dollar cost averaging. It's a finance concept. Basically, you buy something regularly on a periodic basis. You can tweak how often you want the purchase to be. You just click on the frequency. You can set it daily, weekly, monthly. You can set it right after payday so that you don't actually see your money gets converted to gold before you actually touch the money. But just make sure that when you select the currency, make sure to set it to one of the currencies in your wallet, like Singapore dollars or US dollars. Don't make the mistake I did, which is to use gold to buy more gold, because it doesn't quite work. What it does is that it transfers the gold from your wallet to the vault, which doesn't lead to any additional purchases of gold. So once that's done, all you need to do is to click confirm, and voila, every single month you're going to have gold coming in actively. It's not quite passive, but on an automated basis. So now let's move on to step number 5, which is the gifting method of getting gold. Well, technically, it's a fun little tool that I found. It's not quite, you buying gold per se, but it's a method in which you can surprise your friends and your loved ones with gold. I tried, like sending gold to myself. Apparently, it doesn't allow me to find myself, so I am not on Revolut's own address book, so I can't send gold to myself, which is kind of funny. But I can, however, send it to my partner. So how it's done is that, again, head over to menu. Under the reward section, click gifts. So you're greeted with the gift card. Select the nice design, click continue. And then over here, you can write a little note. So in my case, I'm going to write something cute. And you can change the currency. In this case, change the currency to gold, and you can choose whether you want to send it right now or you want to schedule it for later, maybe like a special day or something. So that sums up all the different ways you can actually get, send, and receive gold. Now let's talk about some of the key considerations. If you have any questions regarding the methods, feel free to ask me in the comment section below. Now let's talk about the considerations. The first is that your orders that you do on Revolut, let's say you do a limit order or a stop order, they never expire. So you must remember to cancel them. Otherwise, Revolut will keep trying to buy at the price that you set it at, which is both a good and bad thing if you are an investor. The second consideration is that according to Revolut, all the gold and silver that you purchase is actually backed by physical gold that Revolut has. So what this means is that you don't actually own the gold per se, but you own the shares in which Revolut owns the real gold. So this kind of makes sense because you can't quite own 1 cent worth of gold. You can't chip off the little piece of gold and say, hey, this is my amount of gold. So by not owning the actual gold, by owning shares, that makes it more liquid. So it's good and bad, I guess. Now let's move on to the next consideration, which is the spot rate in which Revolut uses. So Revolut uses the XAU, which is ISO 4217 standard code for gold. And for silver is XAG, basically the same thing. So this is the spot rate in which they use. So if you're going to compare, for example, spreads and fees, that's the benchmark you should use. Amazingly, this is kind of different from UOB's website. So UOB is another popular place to buy gold. So you can see that the prices differ, maybe because they use different spot rates. So the last consideration I had is whether my gold or silver is actually safe. Let's say, for example, if Revolut becomes insolvent, it becomes bankrupt, then the gold and silver will be sold and the proceeds will be transferred to a ring-fence account. And once the gold and silver is sold, that money would then be transferred to your e-wallet, e-money account. But personally, I'm not too worried about this because the fact that they can get multiple licenses from MAS, which is a very difficult thing, means that they have certain liquidity and financial standards, because MAS is well known for having very, very stringent capital and reporting standards. So that's why if they're MAS regulated, I kind of trust it. Apart from the considerations, there are some good and bad things about the Revolut app. I'm going to start off with some of the cons because that's, the thing that people care about the most. The first thing is that you cannot withdraw the gold. So even if you want to, you buy a huge amount of gold, you don't want to withdraw, you want to keep it at home, you can't do it. The next thing is that the fees are actually high unless you have like a premium or metal subscription. So the fees are actually 1.5%. And that is, it works both ways. If you buy, it's 1.5%, you sell, it's another 1.5%. If you have a membership, that drops to like 0.5%, which is in line with a lot of other trading apps or tools. There is also a trading limit of up to $5,000 or $15,000, depending on whether you are like a standard member or a premium member. Only the metal members don't have any trading limits. So beyond that trading limit, right, you actually incur an additional 0.5% fee. So that brings the fee up to as much as 2% if you are like a standard user and you buy like a lot of gold. So if you do intend to buy a lot of gold, make sure to get the membership because you save a lot in fees. The third con that I've noticed is that the price per ounce of gold is actually a lot higher than UOB. I noticed for UOB, 1 ounce of gold is about $2,300+, and on Revolut is $2,600. But then again, this begs the question: if you buy high, you also sell high, right? So then, unfortunately, there's no way to buy from UOB and then sell to Revolut. Doesn't quite work that way. So is this really a con? I'll leave it up to you. Now to the last con, and this one is quite a big one for me. I don't actually know how to tell if the gold that is stored is really, really safe. Based on reading, the official statements, they say that the gold is actually stored with a member of the LBMA, which is supposedly a very reputable, partner. But there's no mention of like any sort of insurance in case if the gold gets stolen. I also understand that while they are regulated by CMS, the Capital Markets License, they are not regulated with the Payment Services Act. So this is where I don't really understand the licenses in depth, so I can't really tell how safe my gold exactly. But I do understand the insurance, and I know that they don't have, or they don't actually report that they have any sort of insurance. So that's really all about the cons for the Revolut trading app. Let's talk about some of the pros. So what I absolutely love, and I double check, triple check with the team, is that they have no holding fees. Like if you use like the gold certificates from UOB, you actually incur like an annual fee. Or if you use like the gold ETF, right, you actually incur management fees every single year. If you use Revolut, there are no holding fees whatsoever. So that by that logic, I'm a lot more willing to pay like slightly higher fees because, if you hold the gold for a long time, you actually save on fees. The second thing that I really like about the app is that it's very, very easy to accumulate gold. Like it's 24/7, very high liquidity. Anytime you want to buy, just click the button, pop. You can buy 1 cent, you can buy $1, you can buy $100. You can have 4 different methods. I mean, the gifting method doesn't really quite count. So you have 4 different ways to accumulate gold on a consistent basis. And what I really hope is that in the future, when they expand into, like, for example, stocks, I can get my rebates in Tesla. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Another pro of using the Revolut app is that it's not just a trading app, it's also a money management app. So it actually sits on top of a powerful and awesome product with crazy cashback, wonderful remittance services, and not to mention the fact that Revolut has been around for a long time. They've been around in Singapore for, 5, maybe even longer years. And when it comes to, trading cryptocurrencies, gold, and stocks, they actually have been running it overseas for like 3 or 4 years, but they're just rolling out these features in Singapore right now. So this means if there were like any major problems, other countries would have experienced it first and they would have like rectified it by now before launching it in Singapore. And last but not least, I find that compared to some of the trading apps out there, Revolut is relatively transparent with the fees. When it comes to market order, you can see exactly how much they charge. They don't seem to be charging any spread, which some of the apps out there, they do charge a spread and they don't tell you the spread. They tell you the fees, but they don't tell you the spread. However, it is important to note that for Revolut, when you deal with small sums like you do with 1 cent, they don't tell you how much fees they charge. It'd be pretty funny if they did though. So with all of that said, I'm actually really excited to try some of the upcoming products. So this gold buying feature is pretty exciting, pretty interesting. But what I'm seriously excited about is the ability to get the 24K limited edition Revolut card. I don't know when it's coming to Singapore. It's already available overseas. But I do know sooner or later they're going to come to Singapore. And right now they just launched this gold buying feature. It makes sense that this thing is going to come to Singapore very, very soon. Of course, if you want to stay tuned and try to bid for this limited edition card when it's out, you know what to do. You have to sign up for a Revolut account, link in the description below. And of course, if you're new to Revolut and you don't know how to get like a 20% public transport cashback, the link is over here, or check out what YouTube recommends you over here, and I will see you next time. Take care everyone and stay safe.